So I recently just did a video on stimulants, which got me thinking about how important meds are to you in Escape from Tarkov. And so today we're going to be breaking down the advantages and disadvantages of every painkiller, every first aid kit, and most importantly, every surgical kit, so you can make a conscious choice about what meds you use and where. Hey guys, so these are the meds we're going to be talking about today, and as always, timestamps for everything will be featured down below, but we're going to start off with painkillers. So the first painkiller we're looking at is Augmentin, and Augmentin is at the moment around about 14 to 15,000 rubles. We're going to be jumping into why it's around this price, even though it's practically useless. If you go to your hideout and then med station, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see that one Augmentin, one blue bandage, and one AI2 gives you 2 piles of meds, and piles of meds are used in a lot of useful trades with the med station. So the reason I'm saying Augmentin is useless is because for 15,000 rubles, all you get is a 5-second use painkiller that actually gives you 200 seconds of pain removal. And it also removes toxication, and unfortunately toxication isn't in the game right now, so that's basically all you get. This next painkiller, Morphine, coming in at around about 12,000 to about 13,000 rubles with fluctuation, is a one-time use painkiller, but it happens almost instantaneously. The moment you press the key for the morphine, you have 2 seconds. Within the first second, he is stabbing himself, and with the second second, you've already started gaining pain removal. At this time, you're going to be gaining 10 points of energy while losing 10 points of hydration. This happens instantaneously, and you lose pain, so you remove all of pain for 380 seconds, allowing you to walk with black legs, etc. This next painkiller, probably one of the most common, is the Painkillers itself, and it can be bought from Therapist Level 1 for 3,990 rubles. But what you need to know about these painkillers is the fact that they have a very fast use time. You can use one of these in 3 seconds, but at the same time, each time you do, you lose 7 hydration. Now at the same time, this painkiller effect lasts for 170 seconds with 4 max uses, which is actually something you need to be worried about, because at 170 seconds, you need to use these quite regularly, and each time is negative 7 hydration, and this can add up and can lead to being dehydrated. This next painkiller is something that I would recommend you always have in your gamma, and that's Vaseline. Coming in at roughly about 18,000, with high end being about 22,000 on the market. Vaseline is amazing. Unfortunately though, it comes with a long use time at full 6 seconds, but each time you use it, you lose 2 energy and 2 hydration, which isn't too bad, and you also remove pain for a whopping 500 seconds. Each Vaseline comes with a 10 HP resource, but it also makes your screen very, very sharp. The next pain remover is Golden Star. Now, Golden Star is probably my favorite, and we'll get into why, but unfortunately it's quite expensive and inflated at the moment, coming in around 40 to about 50,000 rubles depending on the low and high end. And let's get into that in a second. Now, the first one's going to be the use time is 1 second longer than the Vaseline, and at the same time, when your character takes Golden Star, he makes an audible noise that is quite audible to other players, so you need to be wary of this. At the same time, you're going to instantly gain 4 points of energy. It removes pain for 600 total seconds. You're going to be removing contusion on that moment right there, and you're also going to be removing toxication for 600 seconds. Now, toxication isn't in the game just yet, and same with radiation exposure for 600 seconds. You're going to be gaining 1 point of energy for 5 seconds and 1 point of hydration for 5 seconds. And what makes Golden Star so expensive is that energy and hydration recovery. Now, this gets you out of a lot of sticky situations, especially when you're dehydrating. Essentially, what Golden Star can do is delay the dehydration or exhaustion process. So when you use one of these, when you start taking damage, whether you can't find food, your stomach's blacked, and you're trying to make it to exit, one of these can bail you out of these situations. So the next painkiller is going to be Ibuprofen, and let's have a quick look at the market price. Coming from about 24,000, with the high end being about 27 to 28,000 rubles. Ibuprofen is a 5-second use time, exactly the same as Augmentin, but it removes hydration by -5, which is 2 less than the painkiller. At the same time, we're going to be removing pain for a 500-second duration, which is exactly the same as Vaseline. It's going to be removing contusion, and you're also going to get 12 total uses. But what you need to understand about ibuprofen is ibuprofen doesn't actually make your screen as sharp, so it sharpens your image less than any other painkiller in the game. It also has a quite audible sound when you use it, and you need to be wary of this when using it at the same time. So now let's take a quick look at meds. The first one's going to be obviously the aseptic bandage. Now the aseptic bandage is a one-time use bandage which can stop a bleed, and then it's instantly consumed in 2 seconds. We're going to be looking at the army bandage at the same time as well. Now the army bandage is going to be a 2-second use time, which also comes with the ability to stop 2 bleeds in that 1 slot item. Next one is Zagustin. Now Zagustin is about 19,000 rubles and it's prone to fluctuate, but the beautiful thing about Zagustin is it is a coagulant. It's going to be stopping your bleeding instantly the moment you do it. It's going to be stopping blood loss for 180 seconds. It's also going to give you a 20 levels in vitality, preventing new bleedings for 180 seconds, which is awesome because of fresh wound status. You're also going to be gaining a tremor after 170 seconds for 40 seconds. You're also going to lose 56 points of hydration after a 170-second delay, and that's going to be applied over a 40-second period. And you're also going to be losing 5 levels in metabolism for 180 seconds. This next med, AI2, is a very cheap med, coming in at 3,413 rubles from Therapist 1. They have a 2-second use time, which is the exact same speed as Morphine. At the same time, they're going to be removing radiation exposure, which isn't in the game right now, and it comes with a max HP resource of 100 HP. Each time you use an AI2, it does not stop bleeding, but at the same time, it will heal up to 50 points of HP in 1 2-second use. These are a really good way to save money on other meds, as using these as a cheap alternative to top up some of your limbs. The next med kit we're looking at is the car first aid kit. Now the car first aid kit comes at about 6,064 rubles. What you need to know about the car first aid kit is it has a 3-second use time, which is quite quick. At the same time, it's going to be stopping blood loss for the cost of 40 HP out of its max 220. It removes toxication and radiation exposure, which both aren't in the game, but can heal up to a whopping 70 HP points in 1 heal. This next first aid kit is the IFAK. Now what you need to understand about the IFAK is you can actually buy them for cheaper, for about 14,500 rubles average from players, than you can buy them from Therapist. The thing is though, the IFAK is one of the most expensive price per HP medkits you can get because they're 1 slot. At the same time, we're going to be looking at the fact that you're going to be using this thing for 3 seconds use time. It also stops blood loss at the cost of 30 HP, removes toxication, radiation exposure, which both aren't in the game, and it also has a 300 max HP. The IFAK can also heal up to 50 HP in 1 3-second use. The next first aid kit is the Salewa. Now the Salewa is one of the cheapest here, coming in at around 11,000 to about 14,000 rubles on the market. Is that it has a 3-second use time, similar to the IFAK. It stops a blood loss for 30 HP, exactly the same as the IFAK, but it has a HP resource of 400, which is 100 more than the IFAK. At the same time, it is a 2-slot item, but what makes the Salewa so special is its cheap price, and also the fact that it heals up to 85 HP in 1 3-second use. Last but not least is the Big Daddy himself, the Grizzly first aid kit, coming in at 47,142 rubles from Therapist level 4. The thing that you need to understand about the Grizzly that makes it so unique is one thing, that it has one of the longest use times at 5 seconds. But what makes this thing so special is the fact that it removes blood loss for 30 HP, removes a fracture for 50 HP, removes contusion, toxication, radiation exposure. Both of these are not in the game currently, and it has a whopping 1800 HP max Dura. So what you guys need to understand though is it can actually heal up to 175 HP in 1 5-second use, but also can remove blood loss and a fracture at the same time. So now we're going to be looking at splints and also surgical kits, starting off with the Immobilizing Splint. Here it's about 1,948 rubles. It's only one-time use with a 5-second use time. Unlike its friend here, the Alu Splint, or the Immobilizing Splint here, you can get this one for roughly about 14,500 rubles. And what you need to know about this one is that it's 2 seconds faster with 5 uses in total. So these are actually really amazing, and I always carry one of these on me. So now let's take a look at surgical kits. The first one here, the CMS, can be purchased from Jaeger for about 32,000 rubles, 130. Now, what you guys need to understand about the CMS is that it is a 16-second surgical kit that allows you to repair a black limb to 1 HP, but each time that you do this, you're going to lose 45 to 60% of the max HP value of that limb once it's repaired. So, if you continue to do this, the max HP of your limbs or anything that you repair with this will go down significantly. At the same time, this comes with 5 total uses and also doesn't heal fractures. Last but not least is the Serve 12 surgical kit, coming in at roughly about 40,000 rubles on the market. You can get these for sometimes cheaper as well, is the fact that it comes in with an extra 4 seconds use time comparative to the CMS. But I'm going to explain why it's worth it. This thing can remove fractures unlike the CMS and also comes in at a whopping 15 out of 15 HP. But the most important reason that you would go and buy one of these is because they actually reduce the amount of HP of your limb much less than the CMS, coming in at 80 to 90% of the max HP of your limb being restored after one use of this. As for med recommendations, the bandages are something that you use to save money on meds if you're on a budget. The AI2s are the best way to get a quick hit of HP, but I wouldn't be using them as your main med source. The car is something that you want to be using, but do not use these to stop blood loss as they burn through them very quickly. The IFAK is the most expensive, and I would only recommend using one of these when they're in your secure container as your spare med, or you have no room within your vest and or pocket. The Salewa, now the Salewa is my favorite med kit, and I would recommend this one because it can heal any limb on your body with 85 max HP per use on anything that you need, so you don't have to double up and heal twice. Now the last one here is the Grizzly. I would always recommend using a Grizzly within your stash. It is the best way to heal your character up for the best bang for buck. It also removes fractures, so at the same time, if you come out of a raid really screwed up, you can just right click heal all, and I always carry heaps of Salewas on me for whenever I need to heal my character. Hey guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this in any single way or learned anything about meds along the way, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. And as always, I stream 5 days a week on Twitch. The link for that will be in the description down below, and we'll see you on the next one.